Hi guys, this is Bailey from Iceboxauto. I'm just showing off the system that we've installed today for a Peugeot motorhome. I think it's a Peugeot Boxer, but I believe this unit also fits the FIAT Ducato and I think it's I want to say Renault Master, but I'm probably wrong on that. But it definitely fits the FIAT Ducato and the Peugeot Boxer. They're all the same car basically. So yeah, this here is our, I believe it's 12.3-inch Android touchscreen that we've installed. At the moment it's paired up to Android Auto from my phone. So at the moment you can see my Spotify's playing. I've not got the volume up, but it does work with the steering wheel controls. There we are. And obviously you've got Google Maps and stuff showing. So if I just press Google Maps there, you've got a full screen system there. So obviously you can see my home and whatnot. Tap down here, you can go to the applications. Works the same for CarPlay as well. So if you have an Apple phone, it'll also do the same thing. It just looks slightly different on an iPhone than it does on an Android. But this is probably the easiest way to use the system. So this is basically just taking the applications from my phone, sharing the data from my phone, and it's basically just having my phone there instead of the original not very good radio that this car comes with. If I press exit, that'll take me back to the Android operating system. Now the Android OS on this is I believe it's Android 15, and it's the Style 3 Hotel Victor HV version, which comes with 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, as well as an 8-core processor. Generally, we'll recommend going for the 8-core version over the 4-core, just because it's a lot faster. Doesn't really matter on the RAM and the storage space. It depends on basically what type of apps you're actually going to use. If you're planning on putting like films and stuff onto it, go for the 4 and 64. If it's just the CarPlay or the Android Auto you're after, the 2 and 32 is fine. But I'll always recommend going for the better processor anyway, just because it kind of future-proofs the system, makes it run faster. So, moving on. We've got the FM radio, so down here, this is just your aerial on the car. If you ever want to tune it in, you just press and hold that for a split second, and then that'll just go through at the top there, you can see it going. That'll just tune through your FM radio stations. It'll do AM as well, although, to be honest, FM and AM kind of go in the way of the donkey, or the dodo I should say. So most people prefer to get DAB installed, which is exactly what we've done. So I just closed that application. DAB Dream is the application that we prefer to use when we install DAB antennas to these units. So if I just press onto there, give it a moment. Obviously you can't hear anything, but there you go. You've got all your DAB radio stations. So if I just scroll down through here, you can see absolutely tons of them. If you want to save a specific station, you just click on it, or click onto the ribbon there, and then just press one of the boxes that are on the screen. You can also get the logos, so what you need to do that is just give it an internet connection, and then radio DNS download or import a logo pack, and then yeah, obviously when you actually look at the stations, they'll have the logos of the stations. It's a bit easier to find them than it is just with the names. You'll have the signal for the antenna down here, and then in the settings on DAB Dream you get stuff for all sorts, to be honest. I mean, you could go through the settings on this app all day. Clock, menus, themes, you can change the colour on it. So if I wanted it to be blue, there you go, and so on and so forth. You can also change it from like dark mode to light mode. That's the version that it's on at the moment. Obviously applications on the system will need updating every now and then, so to do that you just give it an internet and sign into the Google Play Store. Bluetooth, now you can just Bluetooth to the Android operating system on it. You don't have to use the CarLink, which is your CarPlay or your Android Auto. If you do it that way, the best thing you can do is install a SIM card to the unit and run it separately from your phone. So you just Bluetooth to it for your calls, and then the actual navigation and the music and stuff would all be things that are installed directly onto the system, as if it was its own Android tablet pretty much. So I press navigation here, and it's going to load up the kind of like the test map that the Chinese put on it for us to test the GPS. No, so if I go to Google Maps for instance, which is there, what you'll notice is when I actually click on it, it knows where we are, but it'll never be able to actually, there we go, turn the location on. It can't really load anything else in. The main reason for it is that the system needs either a Wi-Fi connection or a data connection. I can also put the brightness up, there you go. As soon as it's got internet, anything on the Android side of it that needs internet will work. So Google Maps, obviously anything you want to install off the Play Store as well. On this system you also get a vehicle settings application. In here you can see the vehicle information. So in here you'll have things like your unit set, which will change from, you know, like pressure and stuff. So some of them won't do anything, so sometimes you'll have like TPMS or stuff installed, but if you don't, it won't do anything. But in here you've got things like your automatic wipers, delays and all sorts, to be honest. So I'll just go scroll through there. It's not worth me talking about all of them. But yeah, some of them won't do anything, some of them will. Depends on the car. In here you've probably got some of your trip info, but to be honest, it doesn't really travel across very well. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one. Music player, video player. If you put a USB into this device, generally we'll install the USBs into the glove box. You can access files on it basically, so you can get films and songs directly onto the system. But yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Not really much else I can show you. It's pretty handy. Obviously you get your maps and stuff on it, which is the best thing, especially in a camper van like this. It's quite useful. Cheers, thank you, bye bye.